Hello and good afternoon. Michael Cleary here, JKC Time Master Pitter Patter in Nina. Easy knowing the days are getting long and weather's getting a bit fine. The phone has happened the last few days, people inquiring and placing orders for trampolines. And I just very quickly want to run through some of the questions that keep coming up. Constant questions. Number one, in relation to in-grounds, people will ask, first big question is water. As a rule of thumb, if your garden isn't prone to flooding or getting wet after periods of rain, you won't have an issue with the hole filling with water. If you have a wet garden, you either organise drainage or forget the project. The last thing you want is water underneath your trampoline. It's not good from many different points of view. Second question in relation to in-ground trampolines is always vermin. It's a bit of an urban myth, really. There's nothing there to attract vermin, and I don't or haven't come across any people we've sold trampolines to that'll say they've had an issue. We've had one at home for 11 years. The only rule of thumb is we don't let food on or near the trampoline, so there's nothing there to attract them in. But then with all the Berg in-ground trampolines, there is a little net or a mesh on the underside of the trampoline that will stop vermin, a family pet, a hurling ball, anything like that getting in underneath. So it's a bit of an urban myth. In relation to the overground trampolines, people will say, oh, the Berg are bigger, stronger, heavier, which they are. But don't let anybody tell you, our 20 plus experience years selling trampolines, if you have a regular trampoline on legs with a safety net, it has to be anchored. Irrespective of the model, the size or the weight, it's the safety net caused them to blow in the wind. So you must anchor your trampoline, be that with an anchor kit, sandbags, or a lot of people use rebars, which are very neat and handy and very clean job. So my advice is, if there are strong winds about, weather alerts or anything like that, detach the safety net from the poles. Let the safety net lie on the surface of the trampoline. You do not have to take down the poles. Once your trampoline is anchored, it's highly unlikely to blow in the wind in that scenario. If you think about it, the wind causes the trampoline to keel up on one side, then it gets underneath and blows off and does all kinds of damage. So irrespective of the size, shape or model of trampoline, it needs, the net needs to be taken care of and it needs to be anchored. And the other thing is, finally, in relation to maintenance of a trampoline, be it an in-ground or an overground, the only thing I recommend everybody take is a weather cover. Frost, as well as wind, is your enemy with a trampoline. If you have an in-ground without a safety net, you must cover it for frost. Your trampoline, if it's a Berg one, is UV protected, it won't fade. Within reason, no amount of water will damage it, but it's frost is the problem. So you need to protect your trampoline from frost, and Berg do superb range of weather covers to protect all trampolines from frost. I also recommend them for overground trampolines. You can detach your net, and you can the weather cover will cover the safety net, which is now lying on the trampoline, the jump mat and the padding. So they're just three key points in relation to trampolines. They're the questions we keep getting asked all the time. The other one is we have lots of stock and we're holding prices. As long as we've stock, there will be no price increase here in JKC's until we have to go back and order new stock. So my advice is, if you're in the market for a trampoline this year, give us a shout, put your order in early, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Have a great evening, stay safe, and we'll talk to you all again tomorrow.